Hey everyone. Um, so this morning I was feeling something. It really started last night, but it kind of came into focus this morning. And basically, I'm still sort of, I'm still kind of integrating this decision that I've made to join this business program, and it's having all these, it's triggering all these patterns. Some of which I mentioned the other day, which are just kind of unexpected, how much of an effect it's having. And so what I was having trouble sleeping last night and had a talk with Katie. And then this morning I woke up and I was just sitting in meditation. I had this feeling come through. It finally crystallized into a thought. It was like, the feeling is like my life is on a knife's edge. It's everything is so delicately balanced that if one thing goes, it could all fall apart. And it's a feeling that I actually, having kind of named it and labeled it, I'm very familiar with. It's not a new feeling. And but it's kind of one that drifts into the background when I'm not watching it. And then I kind of was probing into it, and it sort of, what was revealed is the underlying notion that I can screw my life up. The idea that I can screw my life up, which is like the opposite of understanding that the universe is operating on our behalf, on my behalf, in every moment, every second of every day. Being connected with source energy is possible, and it's actually impossible to disconnect from source. All you can be is unaware of the connection. So then I was like, well, where does this pattern come from? And I, what's going on there? What is it in myself? I can look over various decisions in my life, and it's not that I think I screwed my life up with those decisions, but I can look at them and go, oh yeah, at the time I felt like I'd ruined my life by doing this, or at some point the message came through like, you fucked up. And what sort of, but ultimately I don't really have there's no event in my life, certainly that I can remember, that tells me, okay, you made this mistake, or you did such and such, and it created some sort of horrible repercussions in your life. I don't have that. So then I was just kind of sitting and reflecting on my parents, and I remembered my father's when he was a kid, his sister was killed in a car accident. And I've said this before, when you're a kid, you attribute everything to you. Anything that happens in the universe, you figure it's your fault, especially when it's bad, because you can't think differently. You have no ability to think differently. You can't make the world wrong, and you can't make your parents wrong, so you attribute it to yourself. And I can just imagine what that would do. That's about what it would feel like to think I could fuck my life up. And I very well may have inherited that. So in other words, I don't need the event in my life to have this pattern. I just need to be steeped in it. And what then came through was this amazing sense of just that we always have the capacity to see our parents and see our loved ones and understand where they're coming from. We may not put all the pieces together. And the fact is, what I've constructed here as this story of why what's happening in me is happening, it may not even be true. But what is true is that I'm identifying an emotional reality in my life, and I'm connecting it to something in my father's life, and I'm connected deeply to the fabric of my entire family, and so whether or not the exact linear narrative that has led me there is true is much less relevant than opening the space of the emotional reality and the truth of our connectedness and our ability to understand each other. And ultimately, thereby, to see our own patterns in a new light and to have empathy and to approach it all from a place of caring and real love for what's going on in ourselves, and love for what's going on in everyone around us and everyone who is connected to us and has been a part of our life and our imprinting ultimately. So I'm so grateful to my parents for the way they've navigated their own conditions, their own circumstances, and how gracefully they have lived their lives and allowed me to be where I am and go my way, take the next steps, whatever they are. And I hope that by seeing some of this and working with it and taking seriously the work of feeling it and sitting with it and holding it, seeing it, that we can all heal. So thank you all. I love you very much. It's awesome to have this sort of thing received. So thank you very much. I'll see you again soon.